Okay, we're good. We're good. Good evening, you guys. We are full of giggles and having a lot of fun already. It is our team meeting every Tuesday night. If you guys are watching the recording, remember you can always join us. We'd love to have you because we believe that the more people that are a part of our stories, the better we all become because we learn from one another. So join us live if you can, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So I just want to introduce any new guests. I noticed that I think we met Jonathan, but Dave, I recognized you from convention, and Irving. But Dave, do you want to come off mute? Have you been on before? You have, Craig's on. Okay, he has. Okay, just making sure I'm not.
Yeah, he's been on a couple times from. You guys all met him, of course, down in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So he's been on.
Irv's a new guy.
I did see Irv. Can I call you Irving, or do you prefer Irv, as Craig said?
Oh, either one's fine.
Either one. Irving, introduce yourself. Who invited you?
So, yeah, my name's Irving Duffy, and, I met Craig about 8 months ago. Kind of a long story there. We met in a rental car place, and immediately after we had a conversation. I was interested, but I was working and it didn't seem to fit at the time. And since that time, some doors closed, which left this door open for me to work on it completely in full time. And so so far it's been pretty exciting and trying to work on getting that pipeline going so that I could be successful like you guys. So it's good to be here.
You are most welcome. And you bring something to the table, even if you feel like you haven't really, I know you started, but we all have concepts about if I don't have enough clients, I don't really have something to offer. And that is not true at all. We all have life experiences. So Irving, you're most welcome.
I want to brag on Irv a little bit because he got his client kit yesterday. Hasn't even started program yet. Hasn't got his coach's kit, and we've already done 7 well-being or health assessments.
Holy Toledo!
He's like, sorry. I said, don't you dare be sorry about that. You just keep them coming.
Yeah, Irving, we all pray for people like you.
Yeah.
We all want Irving on our team. That's all. How's it been for you? A little snapshot, Irving.
It's been good. It's pretty exciting. I mean, it's showing the value, but now, I'm gonna have to walk the walk. So I've seen some of the folks with their testimonies in the short amount of time. Folks have, showing some gains, and so now I gotta get in there. I start on Monday when Craig gets back from Utah and start the leaning up.
Well, we can't wait to see you as you thin out. That'll be really fun to watch, and you'll encourage us too. So thanks for jumping on tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't see any new guests at this point. If I miss someone, you guys please feel free to holler. We just want to remind you to stay on until 8:45 your guys' time. That's Pacific Standard. We're going to have question and answer time. We're going to have some incredible times to really kind of dialogue about some important things that I think can get looked over as coaches that we all just need to be able to talk openly about. So stay on until 8:45, and then we'll end the recording, and you can get off if you need to, or you're welcome to stay on. If you need to find this recording or you want to send it to some coaches who aren't on tonight, you can find the recording and I'm going to say this, and Craig probably can post it as well in the link, but it's the Vimeo, HTTPS, Vimeo Health Coach Huddle. So you can go to Vimeo and look up Health Coach Huddle, I think, or Craig can also post it, which he just did. So, perfect. Quick reminder, if you guys don't have a piece of paper and a pen ready, go grab one, even if it's a little sticky pad. And this is a place where you guys can take notes. You might hear Dawn or Rita or Irving or Clark or Dave say something about how they handled the situation, and you want to go back to it because maybe you have a client that has a very similar situation. So it's always good to have a pen and paper on hand because we're always learners. Let's see. Anything else, Craig, that I'm missing for the opening? I want to make sure I'm not dropping anything. If you want to come off mute.
Kind of the recap. Last week's action step was if you guys have never done a 3-way Facebook video chat, that was the assignment or the challenge for the week to go do one of those. And so I'm curious. That would be the only thing to see who did one. What their experience was, and if they discovered something new. Nobody.
I think I did one, but I can't remember when.
You did one in our group, I think, Linda.
Started one.
In our Tuesday group.
Yep. It's really easy. I've done one. Dawn did one tonight. It's really easy. Did you do that
for tonight, Dawn, because you hadn't done one yet? For homework? Oh, no, you've done them. Okay, I thought you'd done more.
She was helping me out with a question, but she can get points for it. Did anybody do a 3-way call this week? No?
Video.
There's still time.
Yeah, the week's not over.
Till midnight.
I wish I did a 3-way call this last week, but I was kind of busy in the front row at like 4 Hanson concerts, so...
That will keep you busy. Let's just say the challenge is still on. So sometime this week, if it's with friends, maybe your parents in a different state. I'm going to do it with my mom this week so she can see my daughter. Just do it with somebody and get the rhythm and feel of it so that when you're actually getting on a health assessment call or a Coach Explore, whatever it is, you've got the technology down so that you're not taking 10 minutes of the meeting time. We just show up a little bit more professionally, even if it's on Facebook, but it can speak a lot. So do a run through, give yourself the benefit of the doubt, and you'll be better for it.
You guys want like if you do it on a phone? I mean, so I'm curious as to if you've never done it, what's kept you from it? If this is something that's a necessary tool, maybe you don't think it's necessary or you don't know how to do it. It's one of the two. Wait,
so are we talking about just like our standard check-in 3-way calls with our possible clients then? With like our...
This would be not a standard. A check-in call would be a 2-way, you and
No,
them.
I mean like a
celebration call.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So a celebration call is when it's yourself and your client and a third person, and you're wanting to brag on them or celebrate their successes in front of somebody else.
Okay, yeah, I've done those, but I haven't done one this week.
Yeah, as long as you've done one, we just want to make sure you won't do it if you don't know how it's done. If the technology is scary, it just won't happen. And then the client won't get the opportunity to be exposed to our community in an additional way. And the only thing that's going to keep your weight off long-term is the community you develop. It's it. There's no magic nutrition plan. Eventually the 5-in-1 stops working for people, right? When they abuse it on and off, it just stops working for them. They can't get it together. Community is the only thing that's going to keep your health long-term. That's it. So one of those ways that we develop community is in these 3-way videos. So much better when we can see your face. So I'm curious. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say to up your ante, Doug Wood said that when he started using Zoom or doing face-to-face assessments with people, I don't know what you would say, the acclimation rate of people joining the community went up, because face-to-face is so different than a text message or even a phone call. And if you have to do phone with people, that's fine. But the idea is the connection points are different, I think is really what Craig is getting at.
And this is a relationship business. You can't hear me doing this with my head. You can see it, but you can't hear it, right? You can't hear it. Yes, you can see it. You see what I did there? See? Anyway, so if you don't know how to do it, I really want to challenge you. Hi, Bessie. I really want to challenge you to call your mentor and say, okay, let's just do this. I'm tired of being scared. It's really not that scary, but if you don't know how to do it, it's just, where's the button? And your mentor will go, here's the button, right? And then you'll do one. And it's really quite simple. You'll be like, oh, I don't know what the big deal is. That's easy once you know how to do it. Are any of you guys in a 3-way message right now, Facebook Messenger message? If you're already in a 3-way Facebook Messenger message, you can just go up to the top right corner and there's a little picture of a video camera. If you push that, it'll happen. It's just that simple. So you've done one night, Lynn Ann. Have you done one?
Hello.
Hello.
I apologize. I'm ready for bed in my jammies. I did want to practice, but I do use Messenger all the time in the video with Messenger all the time, just with 2 people. Mm-hmm. So that one step of doing, but I did walk through it with you and or Martin.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing, but instead of having 2 people in a group, you add a third, and then you click on video, and it happens.
Ding! I love that.
Pretty simple.
Just
awesome.
Like flipping a light switch. Thank you.
Yeah. You had your hand up. Did you have an additional question?
That was it. I'm gonna take my hand away.
Good job.
Okay.
I can put it down.
Thanks.
All right. Well, good. Well, that was the main thing I just wanted to encourage you guys to do. Always be learning to add a new skill in little baby skills. And this is just a little baby skill. And any little skill that connects human beings together in a new way is a good skill. So anyway, I think we're transferring it over to Dawn, but I want to have Linda do that because it's Linda's show.
Well, hardly, but Rita, I saw you had your hand up real quick. Did you have a question or no?
Well, yeah, I've been doing a lot with the Zoom, and that's been really fun because I've noticed a difference doing that. And and then if I have to share my screen, they just think that is totally amazing. So even some of my check-in calls have been on Zoom. So, but we will do this on Saturday, right, Clark? With the Facebook. I've got one on Saturday for sure. So, but I haven't used the Facebook as much as I have Zoom. So I've been really doing that more.
Well, and either one works. Whatever gets you there easier. If they've never used Zoom and they're already on Facebook Messenger, it's just a button click and it happens. Right. Zoom is great too. Clearly, we're using it tonight. So.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put my hand down though. There.
Perfect. All right, we are going to bounce the ball to Dawn. Go ahead and take it away, Dawn.
How about I unmute you? Ready? I'm doing it now. Unmute. Why is it not unmuting? How about that? Well, you try it. It's not working from my side. I blame Linda.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yay. Okay. Just like Craig said, we're learning from all these little glitches and figuring things out. Way to go, Coach. So anyway, so super excited to see everybody tonight. One of the things that we are hoping as our team meetings evolve is that we have more and more time to just get to know each other, share what's on our heart, and connect and support each other. And so right now, I'd like you to just think a little bit about your week and about what's been going on. One of the things as health coaches, and I'm really glad, Irving, that you kind of mentioned this earlier, is that we really lead with our health. And so it's super important to not lose track of our own health journeys. That's so critical. But yet it can get lost in the shuffle really easily. And so I want you to be thinking about what are some things that are going on in your health journey? What are some things that we could celebrate with you about? Okay, so that's just one thing to think about. We've also got things going on in our coaching life that we could celebrate and share with each other. Great client stories, just things that we're learning, challenges. And we also want this to be a place where you can ask your questions as well. And so really, I'm just going to kind of toss the ball up to out to the group for anyone to share. So if you've got one of those things that maybe something jogged your memory as I was just giving those different ideas, we want to hear about it. So I see Bessie's got her hand up. Bessie, what do you have to share with us?
I'm not sure if she can hear us. Is your audio connected, Bessie? You can? Let me unmute you. There you go.
Yes, I'm on. I didn't hear anything anyone said now.
Oh, her audio wasn't there yet, so now she's on.
Okay, Bess. Well, we were just talking about how we're going to spend a few minutes just celebrating where people are at with their health journeys, with their coaching, things they're learning, client celebration kind of things that are going on, and then also being open to sharing challenges and questions. And so, Bess, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you're celebrating a pretty awesome milestone in your health. Can you share a little bit about that?
I surpassed my goal, and I reached 70 pounds back in September. I've maintained since then, and really shocked by when I compared two photos today on Facebook, and boy, did I get an outpouring of questions and interest. So my internet, I was on the phone with them. But I'm going to reach out to everybody they're interested. And since our last call, I brought 3 new clients. They're excited to work on health. And I had one that's on and off, and back on and doing very well. So everything's good.
Awesome. Thanks.
Fabulous.
I saw that picture of you today, and I was just like, I didn't really know you before. I've only known you at a, close to where you're at now. And it's like, wow, you've made such a change.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Very inspiring. So who would like to go next?
I've got something here from, you guys remember about the walking group that I started 3 weeks ago? The first night, 2 people showed up. We've got a neighborhood of about 100 people that I invited, and 2 people showed up. And I went, nobody likes me. No, I didn't say that. But then the second week, we still only had 2 people plus me, but one person was different. So that was good. Well, look at tonight. I just took a picture of us all. And tonight we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus me, 6 people. We doubled tonight. And so little neighborhood walking group, and slowly but surely more and more people are showing up, and we're building some community in our little neighborhood. So super excited about that.
Awesome. So question for you, Craig. You guys just have like a weekly time where you meet, or a place, and everybody just...
I just picked 6:30 on Tuesday night. So we walk at 6:30, and then we're done by 7:30, and then I'm here at 8. And the last 3 weeks in a row, it hasn't rained. Tonight was beautiful. Didn't rain again. I can't say it'll continue happening that way, but people are, I printed off some little cards that sort of look like this, that it's like a 5x7. You can print them at Walgreens. And I had 75 made for $10. And I went door to door, and I just stuck them on people's doors. And it was neighborhood walking group, Tuesdays at 6:30. Bring your dog.
Love it. Thanks for sharing. Awesome. So any other things to celebrate, or questions or challenges anybody wants to share?
I had one, Dawn.
Awesome, Linda.
Irving, I saw you go. You go first.
Oh no, with me being new, it was I posted today. I received my kit yesterday and kind of dug through it, and I normally post when I'm at the gym, and today I posted a picture and told all my fans in Facebook land what my goals were, and I lift a lot, and so right now, I'm weighing 227. So obviously on Monday when I start this with Craig, that's going to be my starting weight. But my goal with Craig is for me to get down to 165, which was my weight when I was in the military. And so when I posted that on Facebook, there was a lot of activity, and it wasn't all completely positive. There, a lot of it was based around age and capabilities, and do I really want to get down that low, and do I really want to look like Callista Flockhart, and all those things that went along with it. And it was just interesting to see some of the misconceptions that people have. And when some of the folks saw that weight at 165, I had a conversation with Craig about it. I said, I think that some of these people are seeing, Irv at 227 pounds talking about going down to 165. And I think they're looking at their own scales and making a comparison and saying, he's getting down to he's going to weigh less than I do. And so there was a lot of comments about, well, your age, you're old now, and you will never get down to 165. So it kind of fired me up, and as a leader, it kind of made me feel like, hey, we're going to prove these guys wrong, and it's not to prove them wrong, but just more to set an example so that when you take those before and after pictures, that they could see the journey, and then realize that it's something that they can do also.
Absolutely. I love that. Linda, did you have something for us?
I did. And Irving, just to comment, like that, I really respect and appreciate professionals like Craig and you guys coming on, because I am a stay-at-home mom with a theological degree, and so when I don't always have the value or standing when people say that kind of stuff. I'm taking my information from people like you guys. So it's really cool. I'm really excited to use your story and hear it and be inspired by it myself, so that there's so many stigmas that you're just going to wash away. And it'll be really cool to kind of say, see, this guy knows what he's doing. And yet, all those concepts you have. So yeah, you've got a good head on your shoulders, and I'm really excited you're part of our team. Mm-hmm. On a very different note, post baby weight loss for me. So I lost 35 pounds. My husband lost 60 pounds about 4 years ago together. And I had my beautiful little girl who's just turned 8 months yesterday. So I'm on my postpartum journey, and I hit a milestone that I've had in my head for a long time. The coolest thing about this program is when you stick to it, I dropped 8 pounds from last Wednesday to today. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal for a mom, and I'm only a mom of one, but you can't say it doesn't work when you follow the system. So that's my milestone. It's small, but it was encouraging.
That's great, Linda. Thanks for sharing. Awesome. Christina, I see your hand up.
Okay, I'm going to put my hand down. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Technology at its best. Something I figured out, I was on a call with Craig earlier because, I kind of like him and I like talking to him and stuff. He's kind of nice. So we were having this conversation, and I thought to myself, the last time I was on tour with Hanson, I only went to 2 shows 2 years ago. And I just started my second trimester, and I went to their merchandise table, and I wanted to buy a shirt or a sweater or something, but I wanted to buy it big enough so where I can kind of grow into it. And And so I ended up buying an extra large, and they're all unisex size shirts, you know, so they kind of fit everybody in a generic sense. And so I bought an extra large, and so this tour, fast forward 2 years later, almost to the day, I went to the merchandise table and thought to myself, well, they are unisex sizes, but I was going to go with a medium, and then I thought, no, because I'm just going to try a small, because if nothing else, it'll just be a little tight, and then I just have a little more ways to go, and it'll give me a goal. Well, I bought a small shirt, and I'm like, there's room in the stomach area. And I was like, oh my Lanta, this is insane. It's crazy that I could pick out a small shirt, put it on, and feel like $1 million in a $20 shirt.
For a woman, that is a big deal.
So, you know, like Craig was talking about last week, it literally at the Optavia event 2 weeks ago, they literally did not have enough pumpkins for this girl. You know, I'm still on my health journey, and, you know, if the average pumpkin weighs 10 to 12 pounds, this girl needed like 11 pumpkins or 12 pumpkins, and they only had like 6. And so to be able to look at it in that perspective and be able to say, okay, you've gone this far, and I'm the only one standing in my way at this point. So if I can go to a merch table and thanks, Rita. If I can go to a merch table and buy a small shirt, then I need to get out of my own way. I need to get out of my way, and I need to just do it. And Craig and I kind of talked about that a little bit, that, you know, I put that sweater on from 2 years ago. I bought a thin, like, zip-up hoodie sweater, and it was really tight on me being 39 weeks and 2 days when I was at the hospital. And now it swims in me so much that I can't even wear it. So I have a small shirt now, and I haven't worn this size shirt, I don't think, since I was like 12. And I just, like, you know, when you're 12, you can burn off 1 million calories, you know, but I think the smallest I ever was able to fit into was a medium. And now I can say, this girl right here is a small.
Awesome. What a great non-scale victory. I love it, Christina. Thanks.
Word. Thanks for letting me share.
Christina, we were also, you know, we were talking about how what we do with health coaching is like we can help people at a foundational level for really powerful stuff. But usually we connect over something else. And so I'm like, connect over Hanson.
Yeah, I connect with my girls over Hanson, and those girls are like, whoa, you look really good. And I'm like, well, thank you. It took a lot of hard work, and I'm still working on it. And they're like, I'm so jealous. And that just opens the door wide open for conversation and starting it up. But we don't bond over needing to lose weight. We bond over Hanson, and then everything else just falls into it.
Mm-hmm.
So true. So true. So I just want to really encourage you, as you are going through the rest of this week and the beginning of next week, to just jot some things down. When something comes to mind that's maybe a personal non-scale victory, or something that's happening in your coaching, a conversation or something you're learning, or a challenge, just a question that you have. I mean, we want you to feel open to sharing any of those things. So please, you know, jot those things down, bring them with you. We would like to have more and more time like this where we can just really share and connect with each other. And hopefully, the goal is for all of us to feel supported and part of this awesome coach community that we have here. So I'm going to toss the ball over to Carrie. So Carrie, take it away.
Sweet. So speaking of kind of an action step, I would say we have a couple of them for this week, would be, as you're doing your client support calls, think of any clients that might be interested in kind of eavesdropping or getting involved in a call like this. That's one of our goals as we're trying to plan, is making it an environment that is welcoming, that's real, and shows the community that we have as a team of coaches. And so the idea would be that pretty much anybody that you would talk to, you could invite them to come join us and just listen in, because we would benefit. Hopefully they would benefit. And it just, like Linda was saying, and Craig, the community and just the community of people around you are what's going to keep you healthy. So that's one thing. And then also, I don't know if you guys have seen Terry Miller, their crew is doing a focus group, and it started last week. So I think they have 5 weeks left, and it's called Thriving Through the Holidays. And if you are not a part of that group, it's a great tool to start conversations. It's very, it's not, oh, do you have it? Yes, so here it is, the focus group. And so if you're not added, ask your mentor coach or one of us to add you. And then you can add anybody you want. And you can put the banner, you can put it on your Facebook page. Within this, well, we can give you the verbiage too of how to invite people to this group. But it is low-key, there's no cost to it, and it's kind of the more you put in, the more you get out. They have videos and health information, tidbits for getting through the holidays. And one thing I was drawn to was that it's all run for us. So you can just jump on board. And kind of same as for your clients and potential clients, you can use it as much or as little as you want to as a coach. Also,
a couple things too is anybody can join no matter what program you're doing. You just can't advertise another program, obviously, because we're talking about wellness and optimal health. And then they post a video every day and 1 or 2 action items. And so it's kind of really fairly low key. And this will go for 6 weeks, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's some action you can do this week. And like Don said, just writing down challenges and celebrations and troubleshooting. Our hope is to kind of have this be a think tank too for our coaches, just to learn a lot and to know that we're not alone in struggles, and also to share areas that we've learned that other people may have not learned yet. So yes, Linda.
Is it too late to share like a quick coaching tip?
No.
Well, it's not necessarily from me. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of my celebration calls includes working with clients who have either gone off program or they've committed to something and then they don't follow through. Like, none of us are familiar with that. But we're on the end of the coaching, so how do we help clients talk through their struggles so that the conversation is both valuable and they leave feeling like they have something to do or look forward to? Sometimes I just don't always know what to say besides asking questions, asking, what do they want to accomplish next time. But there's a health coach on our national team who posted this. Her name is Joanna Mitchell. And I found it really helpful because I like to have scripted things that I can kind of rinse and repeat and do with each client. It'll always vary. But she has 3 questions that she always asks her clients when they're talking about a struggle. And she asks, and I just thought I would share with you guys so that you could weave it into whatever you're currently doing already. But she asks, if someone brings up a struggle, what happened? And encourage our clients to be really honest, be brutally honest, basically, letting them talk through something. And she said, to make sure that you say, don't use any shame. There's no need for shame or blame or excuses. We don't want to, just be really honest. I didn't prepare. I was at a party, whatever. And then the second question she asks is, what was missing? And that could be a variant of different items. It could be, like for me, sometimes if I go to a party or I'm at someone's house and I didn't eat ahead of time or I didn't pack a fueling, well, now I'm starving and I grab whatever's in front of me. So what was missing? I didn't prepare. That's what was missing. And then the third question she asks is, what's next? So you're dealing with the issue, but then you're moving them right along. What's next? What do you want to do? How do you want to handle it next time? So on and so forth. So if you're friends with her on Facebook, you could probably go find. But I like having a script so that if I'm coaching someone and then they're going to coach someone, they have at least some questions to ask people that can help get things moving. So it's not just, oh, I didn't do very well on program. Okay.
I find that's the same exact questions that I would ask anytime I work with a coach, because we're all going to be growing and learning. All of us. Every single Dr. A is still growing and learning. Everybody is actually practicing their health coaching. We're learning and growing. And so every time we're done with a call or done with the training, the question is, what happened? So we discuss kind of what happened, and was there anything missing, or what was missing? And then what's next? Where do we go from here? It's a growth mindset, always looking to shore up the things that we do know are missing. There'll be things that are missing that we don't know yet, right? And so we don't worry about those, because you can't change something you don't know about. But those are 3 excellent questions. So thanks for that.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you meant 2 questions because that was your first.
Craig, don't make me full name you on Zoom, because I will.
Go ahead.
Okay, check yourself, my friend. Okay, so my second question, let's do that. My second question is, would it be considered, because what Linda said, would it be considered off program, or would it be just considered going from fast lane to slow lane instead of off program? Because clearly they're working on their health, but they may not be on like the 5-in-1 or the 4-2 or 4-2-in-1, right? So would that be is there a difference, like instead of just saying that they're off program? Right?
Are you asking Linda, or were you asking specifically?
Somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just curious because I'm trying to change my vocabulary instead of saying, oh, they went off program, that they just moved from fast lane to slow lane instead of being completely off program, because they just may not be following a specific plan like the 5-in-1 or the 4-2-in-1.
I love that. Does anybody have any ideas or encouragements or yes, me too?
I think it's good because it helps to ease the blow compared to feeling like you're off program, you're off, you're lost.
Yeah, right. So I was thinking they may look at it more as like, oh, I failed because I'm off program, but instead they just move from one lane to the other lane, and how do we move back over, right?
Blinker. Yep.
Well, I think it depends on what they want. If they wanted to be on the 5-in-1 that week and they weren't, well, then what happened? Now, if they intentionally chose to slow their progress down, what happened? I intentionally chose to go to the 4-and-2, or I intentionally chose to go out of Hapburn. We're not assessing the speed at which they go. That's up to them. But
I guess I was just mentioning it because I wasn't trying to like throw Linda under the bus, because I totally love you. But I guess I was just curious because I keep hearing that a lot, and not from just anybody in particular, but I've been trying to personally change my vocabulary, and I wasn't sure if anybody else had struggled with that as well.
Yeah, I would agree, Christina. I said it out of habit, but I feel like that takes the mentality of all or nothing out of it, and people can move forward faster. If it's just, my next choice can be a healthy one. We don't need to sit and think on it for a long time. I don't need to feel like a failure. We don't need to hash out, why did you fail when you said you wanted to do this? I think it's a good way to help people move on, maybe depending on who you're talking to too.
Well, and Terry Miller, we were talking to Terry Miller when she said about that, the program is moving towards health. The speed at which they move towards their health is up to them. But the reality is, if they're moving towards health and they stop moving towards health and they start moving towards disease, right? Then there's obviously what happened. What do you want? What happened? What did you want to happen? You know, was there something missing? Because if they're trying to get east and they keep going west, are you sure you want to go east? There's no shame in it, but what's east? What's the value in going east? Maybe you actually want to go west, you know? And then, so if you really want to go east and you keep going west, what's missing? there's probably not enough desire. What's east, right? And then what's next? How are we going to get going there? How are we going to tap into that desire to pull you in the eastward direction? And that's all about that coaching. So there's no shame, blame, or excuses. But if you're clearly not going where you want to go, maybe you don't want to go there, or maybe you don't know why you want to go there, or maybe it's just not drawing you enough.
Well, I think also it goes along with, instead of saying constructive criticism, you say helpful suggestion or my opinion or input into what they're saying to you, feedback, those different words that don't generate that negative. I'm all about my mind right now because my weight isn't holding me back. My mind's holding me back. So if I learn to reword things to where it's not coming across as like I'm worried about what they're going to think about that, or that I'm judging them, or that I'm a parent to them, or that I'm going to be disappointed or whatever. Like, I think I'm just trying to be more human to myself and figure out like, okay, how would I want somebody to approach it? Because I don't like it when somebody says, oh, you went off program. No, I just changed things around, and I don't have to justify my program to anybody, but I'm still working towards health. I'm not backtracking like I once was, so I don't know. I guess I'm just learning to reword things to where they don't sound so condemning,
Well, you may have gone off the 5-1, but are you still on your program? Right. 5-1 is just the speed at which you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thanks for that.
Well, and good point, Craig, because really the 5-1 is just part of the program. It's really not, we offer so much more. So if they're just off on the eating portion of it, they're really not off program unless they've totally, decided not to participate in anything. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Great stuff. One, speaking of the weekly support calls, Dawn and I have been working on this for a little while. I'm going to post this in the chat and you guys can check this out. But sometimes when you call people in a week and you get voicemail and you don't know what to say. Anybody had that? You're like, so sure would love to talk to you sometime. Bye. And it's just like this weekly call and you don't know what to say and you're not sure how you're providing value and why aren't they talking to you, all that kind of stuff. So we created a list. It's a Google Doc and I'll bring it up on my computer here and you guys can utilize this if you want, but this is what it looks like. So the first page has some little they're shortcuts, and so like week 1 fueling, you can jump to there and it takes you down here to week 1. And so we have right now there's 4 messages around fueling your body. And so when I'm leaving a message with somebody, I'll look at these and I'll go, okay, this week I'm going to read, maybe it's message 1, week 2, right? And I'll put a little note 1.2. So I know that I left that message that week so I don't leave them over and over again. And I'll say, hey, here's the message for the week. Eat a low glycemic breakfast every day and enjoy it within the first hour of rising. Eating breakfast, blah, 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 blah. Action item. Text me what you had for breakfast today and what are 3 low glycemic healthy breakfast options. You can find that in the Habits of Health, page 8, chapter 8, page 90. And then there's a little podcast that you can text them about being a fork balancer, which relates to that particular topic. And so you've got motion, fueling, sleep, healthy mind, healthy support. Community needs some work. We're still obviously developing this, but you've got a lot of little messages here with some podcasts. And if you guys have some ideas of what you want to put in here, we can let you guys be contributors. But if you bookmark that link, which I just posted in the chat message here, I'll post it again. You click that and then bookmark it. Then you'll always be able to get back to it. And I find that it's helpful to have a little something to say when I'm leaving my voicemails for the week. Another option that I do, listen to the Habits of Health call. And when you listen to the Habits of Health call, write down a few notes about their topic. And that gives you information right there on what to talk about. We just had somebody join us. Do we want to introduce them?
Yeah.
Now I told her to just mute herself if I got it. Hey,
Oh,
Josh,
we're going to call her out? Oh, sorry.
I said, don't worry. We'll put you on mute. We're wrapping up. We're celebrating their health journey. This is an amazing couple in your guys' area, and Craig and I are doing a celebration call with them. Guys, meet the crew.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah. Hey, this is the coaching crew.
Let's celebrate.
Well, hey, want to do it? You guys want to tell us what you've done so far, so we can all hear?
Uh,
do this, but
we're just finishing up week 3.
Week 3?
Yes.
We all know how hard that is.
Yeah. I feel like at this point it's finally getting better. We're finally over the big cravings.
Nice.
Josh figured out how to make burgers that were lean and green, so my burger craving was satisfied.
Yay!
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. You guys can stay on. We're going to dismiss the rest of the coaches.
Okay.
We're going to finish up our call here. So next, I'll be at Sundance this week. Hopefully I'll have some good things to share with you next week. And then we'll meet up again on Tuesday as usual. And I really want to challenge you that when you're doing your client calls, think about, man, they are so inspiring. That was such a great thing. Invite them to come and share their breakthrough on our meeting here. We're going to edify them. They're going to probably encourage us too. So hopefully you have that always in the back of your mind, just like oddly enough that Katie, came on now. Katie and her husband came on now. And so, but we want to basically do this together. And so think of folks that you're excited about and that are having a great job, and bring them on here and let them get exposed to our community, and we can get exposed to them as well. So we will see you guys next week around 8:00, and thanks for joining us. Take care, everybody.
Peace.
Night.